embarrassed in life or in any situation where all you wanted to do was just close your eyes and just disappear? Right? Everybody in this room, every single person in this room has been affected by this situation. Now, imagine living your entire childhood like that, every day, day in, day out. And then you have my story. Just me standing here right now, you can look at me and say, there's a lot of things different or irregular about that man. Well, one of the biggest ones is I'm 6'8". That's pretty big, right? It's pretty tall. Even from a child. Put a little bit more on it. I was taller than everybody else. One of my first memories, literally, was me going to the hospital to get checked out. You know how kids grow up and they have to go to the hospital to make sure they're developing properly. This doctor pulled out this chart, and he wasn't speaking to me. I was a child playing with little toys in the background. But he said, the average is here. Your son is here. He's going to be tall. But that wasn't everything that was different about me. There were other aspects about myself that made me appear different from everybody else. I had a very bad speech impediment. I stuttered bad. And there were words that I just couldn't say at a young age. Because one, I was just learning and developing language as a child. My father thought that that was just kids. All kids did that. I was his first son. I was his only child. So he figured, well, that's just, all kids do this. And then I got to school, and the teacher said, Mr. Johnson, that's not normal. So being tall and not being able to speak is almost a contradiction. Because you're tall, people want to talk to you. With a speech impediment, you can't talk. It doesn't level out. And I hated my life. I hated my life for the better part of my childhood. It had very negative effects on my development. I had very low self-esteem. Because I was so ashamed that I was so different from everybody else. I hated it. I would come home from school and I would ask my dad, because we were religious, why did God pick me to have all these things that were so different? Me. I feel like I'm a good kid, right? I don't mess with anybody. I don't fight kids. I'm not a bully. I do good in school. Why did he choose me? Of all these millions of people, or hundreds of kids in my school, I have multiple different things that's wrong with me in one person. And it hurt. Man, God. Oh, it hurt so bad to come to school and see the same kids who were making fun of me all week long on Friday, and it wasn't any different today. It's not different. They don't change. As we all know here, kids are your harshest critics. So when I couldn't speak, they're like, was he stupid? Why does he talk like that? Like, he's weird, man. He's weird. He's tall. He got a gap tooth. He got huge hands. What is wrong? This kid is a sideshow. And that was my life. And the worst part about it is I could never in my life, even today, fit in. Never. Many of us in this room has had the opportunity to just blend in with the crowd. That's never been me. Never. Can you imagine that? Just for 1 second. Not ever being able to blend in. So all of your flaws show to the world, and you have no control over it. It's painful. It hurts. Because until you accept yourself, that's the beauty of it, you're going to be forever indebted to other people. Because they have the power to make you happy, to make you sad, to make you laugh, to make you cry. But when someone said, or as I was, someone told me and said, hey, I have an exercise for you, because he knew what my situation was. He knew I had very low self-esteem, and I was developed in that for most of my life. He said, do me this one favor, and this is for you and myself. I said, okay. He said, go home tonight, get completely naked, stand in the mirror, and point out your flaws. And then at the end, forgive yourself for your own flaws. Picture that for a second. You, standing in the mirror, naked, looking at yourself and saying, I'm not as good of a person as I thought I was. I lie sometimes. I've lied to get my way sometimes. I'm ashamed of that. To point out everything wrong with yourself is very hard. But the sooner you do, the sooner you will appreciate and love yourself, and you will need the world